Hello, everyone. Welcome to this first live session of 2022. I'm sorry it took me a little bit late to start the session. My internet was acting up, but thank you all for your patience. This is my first live session of this year, and I have a super interesting guest with me, Niharikaa Sodhi. I'm sure you all know her. She needs no introduction. She is one of my favorite creators. We have known each other since our Medium days when we used to only write on Medium. But since then, I have seen Niharika grow beyond just one platform. She has successfully established a newsletter. She has launched one product. She quit her job, and then she's become a creative solopreneur, and she's doing amazing. In today's live, we are going to discuss Niharika's journey of what it took to start from being a writer to becoming an entrepreneur and all the steps that he took on her journey. And we're also going to discuss her new products, which is Summit 21, and it's going really crazy on Twitter. So without further ado, let's welcome Niharika to the stream. Hello,
Hi.
Niharika. Hi, how are you
Hey,
doing?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me over, yeah.
I'm really happy to have you because it is always a little bit hard to have a live session with people who I don't know before. But you're always so kind and always so helpful. Whenever I have a question, you're always ready to answer that. So I'm really excited for this session.
Me too. And I'm very nervous also, but yeah, excited nonetheless.
Don't be nervous. It will be great, I'm sure. So, everyone who's watching, you can just type in your questions in the comments if you have any questions or any comments, and we'll make sure to address those questions. All right. So, Niharika, tell us because whenever I talk to you, I have to talk about Medium because that's where we both started. Although we started on Quora, maybe, but Medium is the place where we actually started. So, tell us a little bit about your journey on Medium and how is it going currently, and what are some topics that you enjoy writing about?
It's weird that we both wrote on Quora, but we met on Medium for the first time, considering for a good,
Yes.
like, throughout my undergrad, I was really active, not on writing, but at least on reading in Quora. So that's there. And so my journey on Medium, I just randomly stumbled across it, and then I got very inspired. And I thought that, okay, either people are just trying to sell me these dreams of being your own boss, or like there's actually something in it. So then I just started writing, and I realized that as I wrote, I also became a better writer. So I kept writing. I wrote about everything I knew. I wrote about health, travel, self improvement. And the reason I wrote about self improvement was I have been reading these kind of books since the beginning, since I started reading. And I'm also somebody who is like a guinea pig for their own experiments. I like to read and implement things on myself. So then, there were very interesting stories to tell with regards to what I read, plus an experience turning into a story. So, and then Medium was incredibly hard, but I think as I started putting in the work, it started picking up. I started getting all these top writer tags. Earlier, for many, many months, I got rejected multiple times a week, not even once, but so many times, and it was super demotivating. But I'm so grateful for Medium, not just to like unleash my potential, but also the people it's made me meet. I've made such good friends, and including you, like, there are so many things we've spoken about, and those are like really personal things to talk about with somebody you've never even met. So I'm super grateful for it. And also, like, the kind of audience it's given me, it's made me like just get out of India and also like have this global audience, which I'm very happy about. So yeah.
That is amazing. And I totally agree with you that it takes some time to get started on Medium because initially you will get rejected and you will be demotivated. But as you keep doing
Right.
it, you will learn the ways the platform works. And the global exposure is just amazing there. I think that also helped you get started with your freelancing career, right? Because I remember reading some of your stories on Medium about how you started with freelancing, and those are always so inspiring. So, can you share a little bit about your freelancing journey?
I never wanted to, like, I never think like I would be able to freelance. So it all just happened so quickly because one day I was browsing on Upwork, and then there was this job offer, and it was like $130 for like a statement of purpose. Now I had worked as a recruiter for a year. I studied abroad myself, so I had written multiple statement of purposes for purpose of for my own applications as well. So I thought that okay, like 10,000 bucks for 2 hours of work, that's not bad at all. And I went ahead with it, and it was like really good and quick money. And then I went ahead and worked with that client. I got somebody else, and things started unfolding quite quickly. And also being on Medium already gave my prospective clients validation. For instance, when you tell them that okay, I've got published in, say, the biggest publication of Medium, so they know that it's very highly competitive. And if you're there means that you do write well. If you're a shitty writer, you're not going to get approved, as simple as that. So Medium sort of helped me build a portfolio, which helps me till date. I mean, now I don't need to, I rarely provide samples and things like that, because the moment they type my name on Google and they stumble across my Medium profile, there is my credibility established right there. So yeah, that was how I started freelancing. Now I freelance really less because of the other things that are on my plate. But I do like helping people. I do like contributing and helping them grow. So I do take like a few high impact freelance projects at one time. But I'm not full time freelancing at all.
Yes, that is actually very incredible. And so many people often ask me that like Medium, they are worried about the partner program. They feel that if they don't earn from the partner program, because it's not available in some countries, right, that they feel that it's not worth writing on Medium. But personally, I feel that more than the money you get from the partner program, the value of Medium is that it gives you the exposure, and it gives you a place where you can write your articles. And like you said, right, whenever somebody googles your name, the Medium articles will show up and they can see them and they can
Hmm.
hire you. It serves like your online CV. I keep telling this all the time to people who ask this question, and I am happy that you also resonate with this. Uh, so we have
Also,
a
that
question.
being on Medium,
Yeah.
if I could just add that when you're contributing to publication, there's a very high barrier to entry. So the fact that you make it in a place where 10 others are rejected the same day, it is a big deal. So even if you keep getting rejected and things like that, just know that like that's going to help you improve. And then after 10 rejections, when you get accepted, you're going to feel proud of yourself.
Of course, yeah, that's very,
So it
very true.
helps
It's
you
like a
improve as a
stamp of
writer big
quality.
time.
Yes,
100%.
exactly. Agreed. So we have a question from Ashish, who's asking that, if you had to start freelancing today with zero experience, how would you do it? Like a step-by-step process.
So the first thing I would do is build a portfolio so my writing skills can speak for me. And then honestly, I think as much as I don't prefer these what do you call it? Freelance marketplaces, I would still hop onto one of them and start from the scratch, because there's hardly any other way to go unless you are creating content on LinkedIn and you get approached and things like that. But I feel that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a portfolio and then go to people instead of fetching work, not having anything to speak for you, not having a catalog of work. So there needs to be something that speaks for your writing skills. So definitely work on building a portfolio and then approach people.
Of course, yeah. I think that's where so many people miss because they get very impatient that they want to start earning money immediately. But it is important to have some patience and build your portfolio
Also
first,
start
right?
earning a
It
lot
doesn't
of money immediately.
Yes, that is not possible. Like immediately, no, nothing good happens immediately, right? You have to have some patience, and
Right.
it doesn't matter where you do it, on Medium or on LinkedIn or any other platform. I know people who have started successful writing careers by being on Quora as well. So it is
Wow.
important, like you said, to have a portfolio first. Thank you for the answer, Niharika. So, yeah. last year, I think in July, right? You quit your job to become a full time writer. So when I shared this on LinkedIn, the first question I got from my friend was that, what are the technicalities of leaving your job? Like, how did you make sure you would have some money? How did you gather enough courage? How did you uh, have the, courage to sustain yourself if you couldn't find writing gigs? So if you'd like to elaborate a little bit on that.
So, it wasn't easy, definitely. The thing is, till the time I was dreaming about it, it was really easy. It's like this dreamland I would ex escape to. If I'm having a bad day at work, I think it's okay. One day I don't have to live it, and things like that. But then when it was coming closer, it was very hard. How did I prepare for it? Firstly, I have a mentor to help me with things because I do not recommend walking a journey alone if you can't get help. If somebody's already been where you want to be, then why not take help from them? They will know the barriers and hurdles better than you do. So get somebody to help you with just advice and things like that. How do you get the money? So I did freelance. That was number one. Secondly, I was earning from Medium, but I was not earning as much from Medium, so my only cushion was freelancing, which, by the way, also my biggest client walked out on me the month that I resigned. So there was a huge panic situation. So that was there. And about being scared and things like that, it was scary, I'm not gonna lie, because the day that I had to resign, it's like I already imagined and in my head wrote down my resignation email by December. But when it was time for me to type it, which was on 2nd of April, for 4 hours, I couldn't get myself to the keyboard and type out those words. It was so scary because then you start thinking, what if I get broke? What if I never get a job again? What will, and it's like the pandemic is going on. What if, like, I never get a job, or what will people say when they see that I resigned and that to be a writer and things like that? That was all there. But then I just thought that, it's one life. Like, I don't want to regret this later. And say 5 years later, when I'm at a top management, like a better management position, earning more, handling a team, these things will be harder to do. So why not take a risk right now instead of, because there's no right time. So that's what happened. It was never not scary. It's still never not scary. It's always incredibly scary. I'm still scared for the next thing that I'm about to do. But I think you just have to take everything as a small experiment. Either it works out or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Like, again, I think we just keep losing out on the fact that we are not going to get any time that we're living right now back. So make the most of it.
That is so inspiring. I think everybody needs to hear that as well. Like, you will always be scared no matter how stable a life you have. Unless you have a 9 to 5 job or a salary, you will never have certainty in this life as a
Yeah.
creator. So you need to take risks and you need to
Also,
take the
why
plunge.
why chase certainty? I mean, if you do save enough money for say 6 months or 1 year, give yourself a chance to live in uncertainty. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you're not gonna know unless you try. And especially right now with the world being digital, it is a platter of opportunities. That's what, like, I hear my favorite YouTuber Adi Abdal say that if you just want to freelance and you don't know what to do, learn video editing. It's gonna take you 4 hours to learn, and you will start earning money. Yeah, sorry, I lost, like, you lost connection, so then I just
Yes,
muted myself.
no worries. Yeah, please, you were talking about the. Sorry about this. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that if you do have a cushion of savings, and I think everybody should, then do give, like, bet on yourself, because why not? So just
Absolutely,
that.
that's so true. Like if you don't do that now when you feel you want to do it, otherwise you'll always feel that there would be a better chance if you keep looking for the comfort zone, you probably never ever like take the leap of faith, right?
Right. And there's also a kind of thrill when you are uncomfortable. Like sometimes it's very stressful, but most of the times it's fun.
Right. So you're talking about right now. Right now, you said that you don't freelance anymore. You're working on other cool things. We also know about Summit 21. So please tell us a little bit about this. What cool things are you working on? And also share a little bit about Summit 21 as well, because I'm sure everyone wants to hear about that as well from the creator.
So, the cool thing that I'm working on, I'll get to that first. There has already been a mini guide on how to launch your ebook. It's free. There's a side hustler checklist. In three
Yes.
weeks, it's
I'm
got
going to
over
share the
five. Now
links
it's
to
got
both of
like
these
five.
in the
Yeah,
description.
I'll give that to you. It's got over
Sure.
like 580 downloads in 22 days.
That's crazy good.
And yeah, and then there's already the other ebook, which was how to build a side hustle and make money online. That's got nearly 2,000 downloads. And all of this has happened. Like the writer first ebook got published, I think, 2 weeks ago. And then the other one, the side hustle ebook, got published in September. The checklist got published 22 days ago. And then there are two guides coming up. One is on writing an article, and one is writing an article on Medium. So this is there. This was written long back. I was just waiting for the right time to launch it. Summit 21 was a very random experiment. It was just so random because it was just started from a tweet. And I tweeted out that, okay, if you want to be a consistent writer, then comment and I'll give you a surprise. And that surprise was just to be a part of my first cohort. And a lot of people don't want to run a free cohort because it is time consuming. I get it. You will spend 3 hours a day and not even get paid for it and solve issues of like for a lot of people. But I've seen other people do it and I'm glad I did it because that's when I got to know if this is going to work or not. How can I ask for money if I don't know it's going to give the results? And then I got about 73 applications from across the world. And then I shortlisted about 40 people from 20 countries. And we ran the first cohort from November 1st to 21st. And yeah, it went really well. We have paying alumni now. So I never thought anybody's going to pay to be a part of a Slack group, but they do get value from it and they do praise it. So I'm happy about that. And then we have a cohort two, and we just completed 9 days today. And I was really nervous because I thought that what if nobody buys it and things like that. But it got sold out. It got like completely sold out. So I'm really happy about that. And we have a lot of really good Medium personalities there and Twitter people there. So I'm really happy about it. And what writers learn here is how to be a consistent writer. Reason being that if you're not consistent, regardless of what platform you're on, it's very hard to get traction. And all current like writing habit courses, they make you write every single day for 20, 30, 40, 50 days. And I just don't think that's the way to go. If somebody told me to write even 100 words for 30 days, I don't want to write 100 words every day. It's so taxing. So how can, and like that's what we were discussing in our previous weekly call, that I am a very lazy writer. I'm a very lazy person as a whole. So how can you be lazy and publish often? So that's what we're learning. We're working on building a sustainable writing habit. So the moment the cohort ends, people are not, they don't want to break from writing, but they have created a sustainable writing habit for themselves on their respective schedules. And that's why we have a lot of mom and dads, side hustlers, 9 to 5 goers, and people who just want to build a personal brand, as well as people who want to eventually quit the job. So we have like a diversity of people because like the aim is same, to be a consistent writer online. And it's going really well. I think I've got really good feedback, so I'm happy. But that being said, now with the next cohort, I think there's always this anxiety of, are people gonna get it? We have two spots gone out of 28 and out of 30, and I just launched like 2 days ago, and I haven't started marketing it yet. So let's see. I'm very nervous for sure.
This is so amazing. Aside from the money, aside from the fact that you're running a business, the fact that you are providing so much value in this world, I think that is commendable. Like you said, there are people who are mom and dads who want to start a side hustle. you are actually giving them a way they can fulfill their dreams. So I think this cannot be measured in money, or this cannot be measured in
It was
testimonials.
never my intention to make money, and I never wanted a course because I just thought that it's fine. I just didn't see the point of having a course. I would have felt like every other person who has a course. And to be honest, most people have a very unsuccessful course. So I never wanted to have a course. I just saw this problem and then I wanted to solve for that problem. There wasn't anything else. And like that's why when I ran my first cohort, and that's when people told me that this really works and this helps. And I thought, okay, if I can help somebody, then say if they pay me like 129 or $145 for that cohort, and then the 3 months later, if they get $1,000, this is an investment. And so far, like the feedback, I haven't even received one negative feedback, which I'm very grateful for. And that we're talking like from a group of 70 students. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is, and we also got a testimonial right now. We have a comment from Wendy Herman, who's saying that I'm in the Summit 21 cohort. It really is helping establish that regular consistency. It's going really well. So, congrats, Niharika. The
Wow.
value you're creating is really like it can't be measured. It's amazing.
I'm glad. I mean, that is the purpose. I think money flows if you are going towards the right direction. But if you try too hard to chase money and things like that, say, even if today I think that, okay, now I want to build a business by doing this, I just can't do it. I'm a very lazy person. Unless like I'm pushed with a bigger agenda, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So, Niharika, you're talking about your how to write an ebook, the guide, right? And how to write an
Hmm.
article guide. So, you have been selling your products on Gumroad. So, I also
Right.
had this question from a few LinkedIn people because they were very curious about Gumroad. And the moment I shared that I'm doing a live with you, they sent me this message that please ask about Gumroad for creators, why you chose it, what are the pros and cons, etc. So if you can share a little bit about Gumroad and why you chose the
So why I
platform.
chose Gumroad, because as a person, I've always tried to find a strategy with the least amount of effort, and and that's where Gumroad helps. So the least amount of effort, because I'll give you an example. I spent about 4.5 hours to create a landing page for Summit 21, and it took a lot of work, and it looked very, very, very beautiful. But then I went to Gumroad and I realized just how simple everything was, right from copywriting a landing page to people paying to making group memberships, displaying how many seats are left, giving a discount, giving promo codes, helping people become affiliates. It's so simple. And if for giving me that kind of simplicity, it wants to take 9% of my fees, please take it. Why not? Please take it because you're making my life easier. I never had to worry about anything. I don't have to worry if the alumni group people are going to be paying me. I don't have like I and they give me a very good dashboard. For instance, I see where people are coming from. Are they finding me from their emails? Are they finding me from Twitter or LinkedIn? So I see all of that. And also, it doesn't give you like a landing page customization. You can't have pop-ups and this and that. But that's fine. I think it thrives on simplicity. And if somebody wants to click on your link, and if what you're writing gives them value and if it appeals to them, then they're going to buy it, right? It doesn't matter how beautiful it is. So that's why I chose Gumroad, because it's just so simple and they pay me every Friday. So I never have to worry about anything. So I'd say like if you're lazy, just go for Gumroad. There's zero effort needed. And even for like, yeah, launching a product, you can have a pre-launch, you can upload videos, you can have a course, you can do everything there. So and I think like it's because of Gumroad that I'm creating, because they're just so easy to use that I feel like continuing my creating journey and creating more things.
That is really amazing. I'm sure this answers the question of why Gumroad.
And
So
also, if
Niharika,
there's another feature I could tell you about, was say with my previous ebook, it's on my website landing page, and then it goes to MailChimp, and then I send out emails. With Gumroad, firstly, you can have a workflow, and you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to like say whether you have 5,000 customers or 500. You don't have to pay for a workflow or to send them emails. But with MailChimp and things like that, it's so much of added hassle. It's just too much work.
Agreed. So people are asking for the links. I'm going to just share the link to your Gumroad so that people who
Do
are
you have
curious,
my
so,
do you have my
yeah, they can
Gumroad page thing?
check. Yes, they can check out Summit 21. You can also check out all the products Niharika has on this link. I have just shared it in the comments on LinkedIn. Let
Okay.
me share on YouTube as well.
I've never seen a LinkedIn live before. I'd like to watch the recorded version.
We have a comment from Rutvik. He says that, hey, Anangsha and Niharika, honestly, the sole reason I'm even thinking of being a solopreneur is thanks to you guys. So cheers.
My God, I hope we're not making the great resignation greater. I don't want to be blamed for people quitting their job.
No, like if people are like serious and if they are passionate plus
Right,
consistent, then I think this is a really, really great time to hop onto this creative bandwagon. We don't know how long the boom is
right,
going to last, but until it does, why not make the most of it? Because
right.
anyway,
I
nothing
don't
lasts
see it
forever.
going anytime soon because I just think the internet is only growing, digital's only
Right.
growing. YouTubers are becoming bigger than before. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Of course. So, okay, let's talk about product launches because this was also one of the comments I got. People are very curious on how to, like, first of all, when someone is a creator, there is this whole imposter syndrome of launching a product, right? People think once, twice, 10 times. Some people think so much that the idea, the inspiration goes away and they never end up launching the product. So, I want to ask you about this pre launch anxiety. How did you deal with it, and how was the experience of launching your first product?
So my first product was back in September, and that was long before Gumroad. That was before like to where I knew how to use Twitter and things like that. But I sent it to my mailing list, and somehow things were fine. I also approached two bloggers with a bigger audience, and they were ready to do it for free. And it was a free product, so they were ready to spread a word just for goodwill because I told them that, I think your audience is going to like it. So why don't you tell them about this? And you don't have to put in my link. I don't want more followers. I don't want more viewers. But if this can add value to your audience's life, then why not? And they happily did it. That helped, and also using it as my CTA has helped, which is call to action. I mentioned about my ebook under all articles which spoke about side hustles and creating. Pre-launch anxiety, honestly, like if you do something and if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Like, not everything has to work out. Like, if for me, if Summit 21 next cohort doesn't get sold out, then it doesn't get sold out. And it's not the end of the world. Is it going to feel bad? Yes. Am I going to cry? Most probably, not maybe. But what am I going to do next? Work on something else. So, like, I think it's like, don't be entitled that just because you have put work in it doesn't mean it's a great thing, doesn't mean it's going to provide value. That's just your personal attachment. Stop getting so attached to your work. And I'm very grateful of like my ebook reaching 2000 inboxes. But like, say for somebody else, they could just make those many sales in a day. So it's really okay. And with the pre-launch anxiety and things like that, I would say what's in your control is giving it your best and be smart about it. Like, don't just think you're going to send an email and people are going to buy it. So, something that I discovered recently was that if I put out a tweet and I say that, hey, I'm launching this in 2 hours, and I wrote an entire article about this, by the way, that if I'm launching this in 2 hours, so comment if you want to be the first one to get it, like, or if you want to get it before I launch. People like feeling special. They want to feel exclusive. They want to be the first one to get, to get everything. So know these psychological tricks, and I didn't read about psychological tricks, but I am one of those people. So do that, and tell people to comment. The more comments you get, the more inboxes you can reach from DMs, and the more people will be able to see it because of network effects. So use these strategies and then do it again. And if you think, like, say if I have 5 tweets where 50 or 100 people commented to get my products, I literally have 15 tweets where nobody's commented. I've put out a tweet for Summit 21 Cohort 2, Summit 21 Cohort 3, my ebook, things like that. And there has been zero impression on it. So that is also there. It's just that you don't see it because I tweet 7 times a day and it gets hidden. But it happens to me too. So it will happen to you. It's fine. Keep going. Just keep going on. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. Just launch something better then.
Wow, this is so inspirational to me as well. Like, especially the fact that you said that some tweets have zero impressions, but you won't see because you
Yeah,
put seven
like
tweets a
sometimes
day.
I would even say is like, comment if you want a code and things like that. But nobody comments, and this doesn't happen once. This happens again and again. But then I'm only not going to see this tweet by tomorrow because my world will be filled of other things. So then I don't get so attached to it.
Right, like that. If you can detach yourself from your work, I think you can go ahead a long way, right? That's true for like all kinds of work, not just product launches. Even if you're an article or a book, if you want every single thing you do to succeed, then you probably would
Right.
be too afraid to even take the first step.
And also, like, don't launch a product for the heck of launching a product. Honestly, build relationships with people and see what issues are they facing. And again, you don't have to solve for those issues just because that will be a potential idea, potential business idea. See if you can solve for it. For me, consistency has been my strength, and it only came from my lifestyle outside of writing. It wasn't because of writing, it's because I have been working out since 7 years, ever since I battled obesity. So, consistency was a part of my daily habits. Like I had to wake up and hit the gym before my class, no matter what. And I've been doing it since I was 18. So that habit has come from there, and now I apply it to my writing. So when I see people having problems with consistency, I know this is my strength. So if you find a problem and then you have a strength to solve for it, go for it then. But if the entire idea is to launch a product or make money out of it, then you might be disappointed.
Right, that's true, right? Don't launch a product, but solve a problem. And
Right.
you will only be able to solve a problem if you know what the problem is. And for that, you need to have relationships with people.
And like genuine relationships, not just for the heck of it, but like just have a rapport. And because why not? Like, I would give you an example. When I did have my surgery, there were so many people who live close by who did not check upon me, and there were so many online friends who weren't just like, it wasn't on group chats where it's convenient, but they were reaching out to me and they were messaging me. And those things mean a lot. And, being connected to somebody when you haven't even met, who are probably on the opposite side of the globe, these things go a long way. Like, it's like with technology coming in, humanity can also get closer.
That's so true and very true. Yeah, thank you for sharing that honest take on Niharika. Really cool. So, I have also read a lot of your articles where you talk about the work-life balance and how you only work for 4 hours a day. I think that's the dream for so many people who are watching this right now. That they also want work days where they can only work for 4 or 5 hours and have a lifestyle where they do what they love. So, can you talk a little bit about like that work-life balance? How did you strike it? How challenging was it, and how you managed to reach where you are today, where you only have to work for 4 hours?
Oh God, like when you say reach where you are today, I feel like I've done something great, but I'm not even close.
I know
Um,
this is just the starting, and there's so much more like to
right.
achieve.
So, how did I reach the work-life balance was that I do less projects, but high impact projects. So they don't require much of, say, if I have to write one Medium article a day, it's going to take 1 hour. If I have to edit it, it's going to take another 1 hour or 45 minutes. And then I work on other things, which is another 2, 3 hours. So there are only these many things to do. And obviously you can screw up by doing like, say, if I want to create a Gumroad page, I would think, okay, I want to do the graphics today. I want to create pictures today. I want to create a workflow today. I want to create emails today. Don't do that. Like, Notion is free. Set particular tasks for the day and just do that. And the moment that's done, you're done for the day, and sign off. It can be very overwhelming because you think you're gonna do end to end on one single day, but it's more fun and exciting if you do it on multiple days, and it's also less overwhelming. So I think that's how the 4 hour thing comes in, because I'm doing lesser things but high impact things which are paying me well. So yeah.
That is really cool. And I think that's one of my, I don't think, I know that's one of my goals for 2022 as well. To do things that have bigger impact and not just get lost in just, because if you think of it, there is no end to what you can do, right? There are so many things you can do, but it's not possible for one person to achieve
It
all
is
that.
very difficult. For instance, I see very regular people who I used to interact with on LinkedIn interacting with every post. But since a month, I haven't interacted with anybody because there's only so much I can do with Gumroad, with Medium, with a bit of freelancing, with Twitter going on. Like my Twitter has been growing like insane. It's just growing so fast with so many people and so much love, touch wood. And then there's LinkedIn. So it's easy to create content, but like I also want to maintain those relationships. And then like I haven't interacted on Medium since a month and a half. There are no replies to comments. And these things do take a back fall. But again, like now I am working that 1 day a week, like for 1 hour, I'll reply to all Medium comments and things like that. And say like all my notifications are off. Like I don't know my LinkedIn notifications and things like that. So some things do take a toll, but I guess it's fine. You do find your
Yeah,
way around it.
you
I
have
am
to
still
draw
finding
a
my way
line.
around it.
Yeah, otherwise you can't do everything. It's not possible. You have to
Right, and
let some
automate
things.
as much as possible. Like automate your tweets, batch your Medium articles if you have a busy week. Like do 1 day of writing and 1 day of editing instead of writing every day. So things like that.
Right, that's very helpful advice. I think this was like really kind and really candid and really inspirational. All the things that you said, like I took so many notes. I think it would be very helpful for all the people who are watching this as well. So everyone who are watching this, thank you so much for your
Thank
comments.
you.
I'm going to leave the links to all of Niharika's products and her Medium and her newsletter as well in the description of this video. So make sure to check that out. And before we go, Niharika, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, what's the best place they can do that?
They can do it on Twitter 100%, and they can do it on LinkedIn. But if there is a note, because there are 6,000 requests, and if somebody just sends me a connection request, then like it's like I may not add them. But if it's personalized or it just says, hey, like let's talk, I'll definitely be up for talking. But Twitter's the best. I'm more active there now.
Okay, so if anyone wants to reach out to Niharika, make sure to reach out on Twitter. And if you do on LinkedIn, then please leave a note.
And reach
So,
out
all
with a
right,
sentence and not just a hi, because if you're saying hi, then I don't know what you want to talk about.
Niharika. I know, right? I don't reply to comments or messages that say hi anymore
Right.
because like life is just too short. And most of these comments, if you
Exactly.
reply, like it doesn't, I don't understand what's their agenda. So it's very difficult to reply to every comment that says hi.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So thank you so much, Niharika, for taking out time and answering all my questions. It was really
Thank you for
lovely
having
talking to
me.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. And to everyone who's watching, bye.